When people show you who they are, believe them. Hey, what's going on everybody? Dre over here at Set Apart Gardens, man. As y'all can see, we in the garden with it today. I want to change the scenery up, you know what I mean? I know a lot of times I had the woods behind me, but I want to change the scenery up. As y'all can see, we got the chicken coop behind us. You know what I'm saying? And we in the garden, right? We got the dogs over there. But anywho, man, I want to tell y'all something I thought about this morning, right? And this is a story, right? This is a true story. So this was a while ago, right? I like those little Debbie donuts. You know, like the glazed ones and the powdered ones and the chocolate ones, the little Debbie ones that they probably like $1 and something now, but they used to be like 50 cents, right? And so I would go to the corner store, you know, and buy them. And so, and mind you, this happened this year, right? I went to the corner store up the street from my house to go get some of those donuts. I was craving something, right? And so I went there and I, you know, picked up one. They didn't have the specific flavor I wanted, but they had the powdered flavor, and I'll settle for those. And so I went and grabbed them. And they were kind of like smushed a little bit. So I was just looking, I looked at the expiration date, and these things were like 3 months expired. And so I picked them up. I saw that because I was walking to the register. Then I turned around and I put them back. And you know, the guy was like, hey, you know, what's wrong? The cashier, he saw me. He said, hey, what's wrong? You know, why you put it back? And I said, this expired. And he said, bring it to me. And so I brought it to him, and he read it. He's like, oh, okay, you know, acting like he didn't know. And so I'm like, man, that's crazy that, you know, the fact that this thing is expired. And so it's two things that kind of came to my mind out of that, right? But the first thing is this. The first thing is that these super processed foods, the shelf life is longer than normal, and it's not natural. So the fact that these things that we're eating and consuming can sit on shelves for years at a time without breaking down, without bugs coming to eat them, without decomposing. They can sit this long without decomposing. That's not natural. Think about what that's doing inside of you. Think about what that's doing inside of your stomach. And that's not right. And so that was a red flag to me. That got me thinking, because I don't really eat them no more because of that right there. Because I'm like, man, these things 3 months expired, 4 months expired, 5 months expired. And they can literally just sit on the shelves, and then you can eat them. They may be a little stale, but for the most part, it's still going to have all the flavors, because the chemicals, all of the compounds that are in the chemicals that go into these things are not made for human consumption, but it's sold to us as food. Now, this is the kicker, though, because I'm not finished with the story, but I want to you know, lay that part out. But this is the kicker. I went back in that store probably about a week or two later, because I'm craving these donuts. I want to get some of these donuts. And I go and I see the same pack of donuts that I had given to the cashier. And he, you know, was acting like he was going to take all of them off the shelf because they were expired. And lo and behold, they were right back on the shelf. The same one. You know how I know it's the same one? Because they had the same expiration date, and the pack looked the same. It was a little bit smushed, and it had the same expiration date. I knew that was the same pack. And so what this guy had did was literally taking the pack of donuts that I given him, acting like he was going to take them off the shelf because they were expired, and put them right back on the shelf to sell to our people, to sell to our community. That lets you know the mindset when it comes to our food system and our food source, how they truly don't care, and it's profit driven. Now, this is at the small level. This is at the corner store level. Now, just imagine up at the higher echelons in a lot of these bigger corporations and the things that they do in the corners that they cut. You see what I'm saying? To make a profit off of our food source. So the two things that I took out of this is that these things, this is not natural. This isn't real food. Real food decomposes over time. Real food doesn't, you know, sit on the shelves for years at a time. Real food will expire. Fake food won't, because there are things in this that you can buy natural organic ingredients with artificial ones, and you create super processed foods, and you create this product that tastes like food, smell like food, it's digestible, but it's not really food, and it's going to be harmful down the line because of these compounds that are left behind in our systems. That's the first thing I learned. And the second thing I learned is just how greedy people are. Just how greedy and how much they don't care truly about the well-being of the people, that they're willing to put expired food on the shelves, knowing that this is no good, knowing that this you know, it's already bad enough that this isn't real food, but this real food has this fake food has an expiration date on it that says, hey, if you don't sell by this date, you must throw it out. And you still take it and you sell it to the people. I can remember growing up, you know what I mean, in the inner city, in the hood, you know what I'm saying, all that good stuff. I can remember growing up in the hood, right? And we had a corner store up the street from us. It was called Lil Champ, right? And so me and my cousin, we would go up to this corner store. We would buy, you know what I'm saying, like if you from Florida, you know what I'm saying, you buy your little boiled peanuts. Back then when I ate pork, you get the little pickled pig feet, the pickled eggs, all that good stuff, right? We would go to the corner store, we would buy this stuff. The little Debbie snacks, the chips and everything, right? And I can remember when we went, like as kids, and teenagers, we would go into these stores, these corner stores, and we would have to leave our book bags, you know what I'm saying, at the door or right outside the door. Or it'll only be able to be 2 or 3 of us that go in at a time because, you know, they worry that we're gonna steal. But this the thing, like the ones who were stealing, I wasn't stealing, but the ones who were stealing, they would, you know, reprimand those kids. Sometimes the people put their hands on those kids, but it'll all be over expired food. It'll all be over expired food because half of those snacks and candies and foods, chips, were expired. And they were willing to chastise and brutalize a lot of kids, you know what I'm saying, and put their hands on kids and, you know what I'm saying, target kids over things that they're selling us that's already expired, that is no good for us. And they know it's not. That lets you know the greed. That lets you know the greed of these people, especially when it comes to our food source. And so that right there, you know, that expired pack of donuts, that lesson, as I reflected on that, it just encouraged me more and more to say, hey, you know what? Start making your own snacks. You can make donuts at home. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit, but guess what? You got YouTube here to help you. You got all these type of resources. You got the internet at your fingertips where you can learn how to make a lot of these things from scratch. Or you can do your due diligence and get the healthier options. You know what I mean? That yes, it may cost a little more, but at least you get the peace of mind and at least you get the health benefits from it. So that right there just reminded me, hey man, it's important to take your food serious. It's important to have a connection with your food. It's important to do your due diligence, read the ingredients, you know what I'm saying, and see what you're putting inside of your body. Your body is your temple. You only get one of these right here. So take care of it. But with that being said, man, hopefully this, this right here opens your eyes to let you know it's time to take our food source serious, get back to the land, you know what I'm saying, become self-sufficient, all of those good things, man. But yes, if you like stuff like this and you want to really like take it to the next level and get a solidified plan, learn lessons and different things like that, join my Set Apart tribe. We have a free tier on Facebook, and we also have a paid tier in school. We have a school community. Also in that school community, we just launched a curriculum from kindergarten through 5th grade. For homeschool. So if you want to homeschool your kids, you want to pull your kids out of the public school system or whatever, and you want your children to be truly set apart, or you just want to homeschool because you know the misinformation and indoctrination that happens in school, we have a curriculum in our community. If you join it, it's only $15 a month. You join it, or you could buy it separately, the curriculum. But if you join it, you'll have access to that curriculum as well as the lessons that we have put forth inside of our community. So with that being said, man, like I always say, he who has the power to feed you also has the power to starve you. See y'all on the next one.
Moms over Baghdad really ain't that bad. Little wiretap, yes, yes. Little dodge in the IRS. Little haven from the tax man.